Hey everyone, and now we're on to shelf 18, and we're continuing down the Fantasy Flight Road, with one exception, as I recently discovered. You'll notice in the photo that there is an outlier on this shelf, and that's mainly because it was kind of the only place on my collection it could fit. So yeah, this one's a little bit of an outsider, so we'll go through that one first. Not that many games to go through here, because two of them are huge. Escape the Aliens in Outer Space. Yes, this is Osprey Games, this is not Fantasy Flight. It's on its own. I don't have any other Osprey games, but there wasn't really many other places I could put it. So it just fits very nicely on this particular shelf. But this one is probably my second favourite hidden movement game. You know, outside the Spectre Ops, this one is another great one because it's basically Alien, the board game. You have to go from your starting area to like these airlocks as humans, but the aliens, who are played by the players, are trying to hunt you down and eat you. But it's all hidden. So you don't know where the aliens are, they don't necessarily know where the humans are, and you're trying to meet up with each other. But also, you don't necessarily know who is an alien and who is a human at the start of the game. You have to figure that out based on where you predict everybody else is going. So when people have the opportunity to lie or have to tell the truth about where they are and that, you start piecing together, hang on a minute, there's no way you could have got there as a human, you've got to be an alien, or you're acting very suspicious, are you human? You know, it's stuff like that. Very simple rules, very sort of stark look to it. You want to see the back of the box? There you go. There's not a lot to see on this one. It's basically a big black box, but it does the theme well, and it's just a good solid laugh. Can take a little while, and you know, but works with different player counts. It's a solid one to the collection. Right, the big ones. Right, the game you will never see again because Fantasy Flight's Games Workshop license basically expired before this one could get its much needed expansion. I like this game a lot, but it's so hard to get to the table. So hard to get to the table because it is a long, rules heavy affair. It's an event, you've got to be prepared for this, and I do want to get it to the table again at some point. But oh blimey, there's a lot I'm going to have to relearn. But if I sell this, I'll never see it again, because it will never be re-released. Nobody else is ever going to pick this game up. So this is basically 40k in a box. 40k, 2 to 4 players. You play as one of the factions of Space Marines, Chaos, Eldar, or Orcs. And it's a strategic game where you are essentially like controlling different areas on the map, fighting off each other on planets and space, playing these tactic cards during combat. It is pretty involved, but it looks glorious on the board and it really represents the 40k theme well. Solid game, but again, you're going to need a good 3 to 4 hours to play this game, particularly with 4 players, possibly even longer, and it's quite a hefty rules thing. I mean, you've got a whole section to combat, which is all about playing these tactic cards, and 2 of you might be in the combat, and the other 2 might just have to sit there and watch. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it does give me a lot of enjoyment when I do play it, but God knows when that will be the case again. Sadly, we will never get the Tau Necron expansion. A moment of silence. Whatever. Right, speaking of games I can barely get to the table, Star Wars Rebellion. This one, top 10 of BGG, and I find that very surprising, actually. I love this game. This game is great. This is Star Wars in a box. Outer Rim was basically like a section of Star Wars in a box. This is the Star Wars trilogy in a box, the original trilogy. And it's great. 2-player only, which is the problem. So I can't get 2 players to the table very often, let alone one that's like a 2 to 3 hour affair. But when I have got it to the table, has been a while, but it's been a lot of fun. I mean, the Empire searching the cosmos, trying to find the Rebel base and blowing up planets and setting up fleets. The Rebels trying to play hit and run tactics, trying to hide their Rebel base. You know, where are we not? It's a very cool strategic tactical game, but it just represents the theme so well. And the expansion brings in stuff from Rogue One, fixes the one issue that the game had, which was the combat was a bit meh in the first one, but with the new cards you get in the expansion, it fixes it and makes it more thematic and cinematic in a sense. But oh, it's again, beast of a game. There's a lot in here, and I hope the insert can take flipping it on its side, but all big board, Death Stars, ships, AT-AT walkers, Star Destroyers, you've got all sorts of things in this. It is, I mean, I'm surprised it is this, like, number 6 or whatever it is on Board Game Geek. I mean, I know it was going to be a good game, but top 10? Although, to be fair, you know, as I say, I never place any reliance on the the scores in Board Game Geek anyway. I mean, you've got the top 10 and 5 or 6 of the games I can't stand. So it's like, it's not really a big deal to see this up there. But it's just like, I mean, you can tell it's a geeky list. I mean, this is not a game for wide appeal. Families aren't going to play this. New gamers aren't going to touch this. Even new gamers that are Star Wars fans probably won't even touch this. It'll be just too much for them to handle. This is definitely a die-hard geek fanatic thing where it's like, if you've played it, you love it. If you're not certain you're going to play it, you probably haven't even tried it. It's one of those styles of games, but I'd sooner play 100 games of this before Gloomhaven, put it that way. So yeah, Star Wars Rebellion, such a good one. Yeah, only 3 games on that list, but as you can see, I like the big ones as well. It's just the theme is strong in these big ones. You know, I love 40k, Warhammer, all that stuff. I used to play Games Workshop before when in my teenage years. What did I have? I was Warhammer, and I was particularly fond of Undead. What else was I in? I don't think I ever did Orcs. Might have had an Elvish army at one. Oh no, Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings. Yes, Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings. So I was basically Undead fanatic with Warhammer. 40k, I did 40k Orcs. I had a Tau army briefly, and I was really good with Necrons. But I mean, you know, I was a fan of those kind of high tech shooty armies. You know, although Orcs, yeah, not particularly high tech and shooty, but I had a bucket load of models, and red ones go faster, and it was just great to have all these jeeps on the board and send them out and roll about 50 dice every combat. You know, good fun, even though dice hate me and will guarantee I'll lose every game just by sheer bad luck. But these themes sing to me. Star Wars, 40k, Lord of the Rings, Arkham Horror, Cthulhu. I mean, these themes are just so much fun for me. I'm going to enjoy these games. You know, even if the game is not great mechanically, chances are I will love it for how immersive the game is. And as I say, mechanics will make me enjoy a game. The theme makes me come back for a second go. If this was a boring theme, then I probably wouldn't play this game after playing it the first couple of times. I'd be like, yeah, theme's not that interesting, and it's a fun game, but you know, I'm never going to get it played. But this makes me want to get it back to the table again. It makes me want to put in that effort to say, look, come on, somebody, come around my house. We can play this for 3 hours. Please, 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 let's do that. And, you know, solid game. So anyway, I better get on with the next 2 shelves I'm going to do today, 19 and 20. So, I'll see you there. Take care.